In the top stories, National Emergency Operations Center deactivated as Tropical Storm Ernesto moves away. U.S. Virgin Islands expects lots of rain and wind from storm, and Trump attacks Harris over U.S. border policing. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Wednesday, August 14th, 2024. I'm Scotticia Hendrickson. Nationally, the National Emergency Operations Center, or NEOC, was officially deactivated at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, August 13th, 2024, following a comprehensive assessment and briefing for Acting Prime Minister Dr. Jeffrey Hanley and Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natta. The decision came as Tropical Storm Ernesto moved away from St. Kitts and Nevis, significantly reducing the threat to the islands. Emergency crews have been working diligently to clear the roads and secure downed power lines, ensuring safety and accessibility throughout the Federation. With these efforts, an all-clear has been issued, allowing for the resumption of normal operations. Acting Prime Minister Dr. Hanley expressed profound gratitude to all involved. Quote, "I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who contributed during the passage of Tropical Storm Ernesto. From our emergency responders and utility workers to the residents who followed the warnings and took necessary precautions, your cooperation and resilience have been truly invaluable," said Dr. Hanley. He further praised the dedication of the emergency teams and the effectiveness of the coordinated response. Quote, "Our nation has once again shown its strength and unity in the face of adversity. I am proud of how we came together as a community to ensure the safety and well-being of all," he added. Despite the improvements in conditions, residents are still advised to exercise caution when going outside. There may be lingering hazards such as debris or unstable ground in some areas, so vigilance is essential. The National Emergency Management Agency, or NEMA, thanks the public for their cooperation during this period and assures continued monitoring of the situation. Following the passage of Tropical Storm Ernesto on Tuesday, assessments are currently being conducted across St. Kitts and Nevis to ascertain the level of destruction to property, lives, and livelihoods, if any. On Nevis, commuters came to find no ferry at the Charlestown seaport on Wednesday morning. ZIZ News reporter Devon Cornelius was there and filed this report.
Tropical Storm Ernesto is moving away from St. Kitts and Nevis. It is now time to assess the island for any damages. Here at the Charlestown Ferry Terminal, maintenance personnel of the Nevis Air and Seaports Authority NASPA are conducting cleanup of the area. NASPA was forced to suspend the operations of the ferries at the Charlestown Ferry Terminal and the Owali Water Taxi Facility on Tuesday due to the passage of Tropical Storm Ernesto. Up until early Wednesday morning, the operations of the ferries were still suspended. ZIZ News captured footage of different areas of the island that were impacted by the passage of a Tropical Storm Ernesto. Debris and downed trees in some areas. We also saw maintenance personnel of the Nevis Electricity Company Limited (NEVLEC) working on power lines and feeders. As at 8 p.m. Tuesday, NEVLEC had restored power to 99.5% of the island. Tropical Storm Ernesto is expected to become a hurricane Wednesday as it moves north of Puerto Rico, the National Hurricane Center said, adding that it could become a major hurricane in a couple of days. Ernesto became the fifth named storm of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season when it formed Monday along a fast-moving path to the Caribbean. Devon Cornelius reporting from Nevis for ZIZ News.
Thanks, Devon. The St. Kitts Water Services Department has said that Tropical Storm Ernesto has caused an operational issue that has interrupted water service to Lodge Project and Tamarind Tree. The department stated that their team is working diligently to restore services to the area by 1 p.m. today. The Water Services Department acknowledges the inconvenience this interruption causes and extends its apologies to residents. Residents are encouraged to visit the department's website at www.mopieUDT.gov.kn for daily updates as the situation progresses. The Water Services Department appreciates your patience and understanding during this time. Regional news is next after this break.
So get up and unite.
The CPL is back for 2024. And the St. Lucia Kings are hunting for their first title. This year, it will be the best ever CPL, with global superstars, massive sixes, and incredible entertainment at the biggest party in sport. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com.
In regional news, residents on the U.S. Virgin Islands have been told to watch out for heavy rain and winds as the islands are under hurricane watch for Tropical Storm Ernesto. Virgin Islands Territorial Emergency Management Agency Director Darrell Jacent, in an update, said all 3 emergency operation centers have been activated on St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John, and volunteers preparing to respond as needed. He noted additional gusts are a concern as tropical storm force winds extend out 105 miles, which means no matter if located on St. Croix, St. Thomas, or St. John, persons will be impacted by these sustained winds. USVI Governor Albert Bryan Jr. said residents should be wrapping up all storm preparations. He said no public schools will be open or in operation on Wednesday. The British Virgin Islands is currently under a hurricane watch in association with Tropical Storm Ernesto, which means that hurricane conditions are possible in the area within the next 12 hours. Governor Daniel Pruce has activated the National Emergency Operations Center at Level 1, which is a monitoring phase. Non-essential government offices will remain closed on Wednesday, August 14th. BVI Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley, in an update, said forecasters are relatively certain that tropical storm conditions like rough seas and winds of up to 60 miles per hour will impact at least some of the territory throughout today. He said the BVI is expected 4 to 6 inches of rain and are on a flash flood watch. Forecasters have warned that the BVI should expect a storm surge of 1 to 3 feet and offshore seas will be up to 10 feet. In international news, from its opening line, Donald Trump's first television advertisement blasting rival Kamala Harris took aim at what is his campaign's belief is her biggest weakness, immigration. Quote, "This is America's border, ZIZ," end quote, a narrator said, over images of Vice President dancing, and she's failed us. A series of statistics followed, illustrating what the Trump campaign says took place under Ms. Harris, who was given a role in dealing with the border crisis by President Joe Biden soon after his inauguration. The figures in the video range from 10 million illegal border crossings to 250,000 fentanyl-related overdose deaths. The Voice concluded, quote, "Kamala Harris failed, weak, dangerously liberal," end quote. The Harris campaign responded that the former president was running on, quote, "his trademark lies," end quote. It comes as a little surprise that the Trump campaign took its first big swing at Ms. Harris as the failed border czar, blaming her for the high numbers of undocumented immigrants at the U.S. southern border. Americans have consistently said in polls this year that immigration is a top problem facing their country, and it will weigh on many of their minds when they cast ballots for the next U.S. president in November. Japan, known for its seismic activity, issued its first ever megaquake advisory last week following a powerful 7.1 magnitude quake off the southern coast of Kyushu. Although the quake caused no major damage or casualties, the advisory has sparked confusion and concern about the possibility of a larger earthquake. The Japan Met Agency issued the advisory after the August 8 quake increased the likelihood of a more significant event in the Nakai Trough. The JMA now estimates a 70 or 80% chance of a magnitude 8.9 quake in the next 30 years. However, experts stress that this does not predict the exact timing or location of a megaquake. The Nankai Trough, an undersea trench stretching 800 kilometers along Japan's Pacific coast, is a key earthquake zone. The last major quake in this area in 1946 had a magnitude of 8.0 and resulted in over 1,300 deaths. A magnitude 9.1 quake could trigger a tsunami over 10 meters high, potentially causing up to 323,000 fatalities and extensive economic damage, according to a 2013 government report. In response to the advisory, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has canceled his trip to Central Asia and is overseeing the government's response. The Fire and Disaster Management Agency is reviewing emergency measures and evacuation plans for 707 muni capitals at risk. The advisory has led to widespread concerns. Many Japanese have stocked up on emergency supplies, resulting in shortage in essentials like rice and bottled water. Some have canceled travel plans and events, while local governments and businesses are reviewing their preparedness. Despite the heightened alert, experts have not detected any abnormal seismic activity that would suggest an imminent megaquake. Residents are advised to stay calm, maintain normal routines, and prepare for emergency while continuing to monitor updates from authorities. As Japan navigates this period of uncertainty, the focus remains on readiness and ensuring the safety of its citizens. And now for the weather. Present weather is cloudy. Winds are a gentle breeze of 9 miles per hour from the southeast. The temperature is 31 degrees Celsius or 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.8 to 2.4 meters or 6 to 8 feet. A small craft warning remains in effect. The weather forecast for today predicts partly cloudy with a 40% or moderate chance of showers. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a 20% or a slight chance of showers. Sunset today will be at 6:37 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:54 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson.